morning, is it from Zetster's lab? Well, it's a crazy morning in my world. Got up this morning, thought I'm going to go into town, had all these plans, and then with one phone call, hubby's got to be in Plettenberg Bay tomorrow for a job, so hoo-ha, we're going on another workshop where he's going to work and I'm going to shop. So yes, I usually shop with my eyes. So I look and see and look at everything and get excited about everything and just find some tips on what to do to improve my life, to make myself happy, to share with you guys. And that is what this post is all about. Today I'm going to talk about scarves. Why you always have to wear or carry a scarf when you leave the house. I'm talking about experience. This is one of my favorite tips or something. I never ever leave the house without a scarf, and these are my reasons. Well, in the back you can see all my scarves. Remember a previous post I made with what to do with all your scarves? That's always, it takes so much space in your cupboard, and I only have one double cupboard thing, so I don't have a lot of space. When I find something new, I get rid of something else, because the more space you have to put things in, the more things you've got. So there's all my scarves, and I am not on my way to town, but I'm just showing you. This is my little bag. I created this bag from leather that I found. I bought leather years back when I made these huge belts. Can you remember that? I think it was in the 80s or the 90s. We wore those large belts, leather belts with a big buckle in front. So these years later I found this leather, and I decided to make this beautiful little bag. And you can see how I close it. It's just an old thing that you open a door with, and voila, and a hole, and you just close it. And I actually made this little one. Let me tell you about this. I usually have a rucksack, a leather bag, a rucksack thing on my back when we travel. But then I've got this problem with I don't have a cell phone. So what to do with the cell phone? So that's when I decided I need a small little bag, because even when I go for a walk down at our beach, I need something to put my phone in, because I need my phone because of the camera. So I had this problem. So then I decided I need a small little bag. So I created this one, just big enough to put my cell phone in and my purse. So whenever I go on holiday or go to shop or wherever on a trip, I have my rucksack with my beautiful leather one. I love leather, oh boy. So I just buy things like this, and then I make things, and then I use it for years to come. That's me. When I love a thing, I will wear it for years and years. So this is this little bag. So now I've got my bag and I've got my scarf. So let's get back to the scarf. So whenever I go to town, even if I go to the shop above a kilometer from home, I put this on. My scarf goes with. So there's some reasons, very, very good reasons I've found and I've learned in my travels why you always need a scarf. Well, this morning I got up and I'm not going anywhere, so I just put on my old pair of jeans, a little tight toppy, and just really a black larger top that I just fasten some like that. And just look at me, I'm transformed. You just put your scarf on and voila, all of a sudden you're transformed. You can use it every way you want. I remember years back, we went on a trip to Bonn, Germany, and Herman's niece, she took us on this. We just got from to them, so she had to wash all our clothes. And I had nothing to wear that day, so all I had was a very tight little ski pant and a tight top. And then I remember I just took my scarf and I just wore it like this. So a scarf you can use as a cover-up. You just cover yourself up. And I love the layer upon layer effect when I wear like this. You see, I've got this on the bottom, and then so when it gets hot, sometimes, I just feel like taking the top one off, but then sometimes the bottom one is a little tight and whatever. So like that time, as in the time in Bonn, Germany, I used my scarf just as a top over my tight base. So yes, you can use it as a cover-up. You can use it as a cover-up when you go swimming, over a costume. You can just use it like that. But that, all of these things you know. I mean, but the biggest reason ever is when I started, the reason why I started wearing a scarf whenever I leave the house is the following. We went to visit the kids in China, and it was 12 years ago, and it was just early 2010 or 11 or somewhere there. And we went into rural China, and it was beautiful and fantastic, but with one drawback. The toilets were disgusting. So much so, at some places it was just slats in the ground, and you got to squat and do your thing. So whenever we couldn't find a bush, we had to use the public toilets. And then one day I was in one of those. I just couldn't hold it anymore. I had to go. I could not. So I was in this toilet. So now you know it's this hole in the ground. I need to squat. And I had my handbag and my jacket and everything. But it was so stinky that I couldn't breathe. So I had a scarf. So what I did is I just put it over my nose like this, so that I could breathe through the scarf. So now you can use it as a mask as well, the scarf, you see. So I could do my job because I had to balance, hold, and all my things, and breathe. I had to breathe. I tried to not breathe, but that didn't work. So at the end, I could do my job because of this scarf. So, and I had to use it since for that same reason. I remember one time we were in Egypt, and it was in that huge market. There's really no public toilet or toilets there, so I had to use the public ones. And I remember the fright I had when I entered the bathroom. The men were standing there on the right side. My friends just ran out. I had to go, and I'm from Africa, so you got to do what you got to do. So I just say hi and bye and to the men, and I just doing their thing, and I just walk past into this cubicle. And thank heavens I had my scarf, so once again I could do it. So yes, you can cover your nose with a scarf. So from that day on, that is the main reason. Also, you know, when I go to a public bathroom, we travel a lot, so we need to use the public bathrooms, and all over the world sometimes they're not very clean. So what I do is I wash my hands and then I use my scarf to dry it, so I don't have to touch all the other things. I also use my scarf to open and close doors in public places when it's really very dirty. So I can wash my scarf when I get home or in the hotel or wherever. So that's some of the reasons for my scarf. Another reasons, when it's really, really very cold, I used it times like this. And you just cover your ears, so it works beautifully. Voila! And if you're cold and you just cover yourself, you can cover your head when you need to go into, oh yes, that's another thing. You usually need to cover up when you go into religious buildings. And I remember in Thailand, the one day I didn't have my scarf. I had to buy one because I had an open t-shirt on. And I couldn't enter the biggest Buddha museum or whatever you call it in Phuket, Thailand. So yes, I had to buy one. So once again I realized you always need your scarf. And when you're cold, you can just cover up. And when you're on the bus or in the car, and you just, you can use it for extra warmth. As I say, you can use it just as an extra layer when you have to get rid of some of your layers, just to cover up. So yes, thank you that I can share my journey with you. This is just one of the tips that I absolutely live by. You need a scarf because it just gives you some color, and I've been using this one, I think now for 2 years, around my little bag. It goes with everything. I love the color. It makes me feel good whenever I just wear it. So now I can go right into town with very, very plain old clothes, with my scarf and my little bag. I look like $1 million. Thank you that I can share my life. Have a fantastic day, and go and find that one scarf that at this stage makes you feel alive, and put it on your handbag or next to your handbag, so whenever you leave the house, this is a lifesaver. Is it from Zedster's Lab? Please subscribe. Thank you for all my new subscribers. I am so blessed. And for all the likes and whatever. Love you lots. Life is for the living. We got to start living. We got to start writing our own headlines. I read this beautiful article of this old man. Someone was asking him, telling him how difficult 2020 was because of COVID and whatever. And he said, how did you cope when throughout your life? And the old man couldn't believe that this man was really having troubles with 2020. So he said, you know what I do? Instead of living my life via the headlines of all the newspapers and world news, I live my life by writing my own headlines. And he touched the man's shoulder and he said, today I've made a new friend. And this is my motto for this day. I'm going to write my own headlines. This morning I was on my way. I had other plans. Now all of a sudden all my plans changed. But so what? I'm writing my own headlines. Izette's exciting life. Tomorrow I'm going on another workshop with hubby. And I'm making this, sharing my tips with wonderful people around the world. And I'm able to share, I'm able to love, to spread joy. That is my headline. Not, oh, poor me, I don't feel too well this morning, and what's going to happen in the next couple of months worldwide or in our country. And I'm not living. I make a decision this day to no longer focus and live by the world's headlines. I'm going to live by my own. I'm going to make my own. I am going to start writing my own headlines, those things that makes me realize I am alive. I've got the life in me, the abundance, the wisdom, the power, the peace and the joy I need to get victoriously through this day. I've got it. I've got the power. I've got everything I need. All my needs are met. So I'm writing my own headlines. Life is great. The life in me is perfect. It's leading me, it's guiding me, it's providing for me all I need. All my needs are met. Life is good. Is it from Zetster's Lab? So go and get that scarf. Go and look at all your scarves and all those things that brings you joy. We don't have to have lots of money to dress the way that makes us feel beautiful, because we are beautiful. So we need those things that makes us realize how unique and beautiful we are, and they are in your cupboard. If not, a scarf costs next to nothing. Piece of material, whatever, and just one piece of material makes you look like the $1 million that you are. Perfect, in need of nothing. Have a fantastic day.